Phelps also buried himself in a book Ray Lewis had given him, The Purpose-Driven Life.
It's turned me into believing that there is a power greater than myself, and there is a purpose for me on this planet.
Second, third day he got in, and he called me. He was like, man, this book is crazy. He was like, the things that's going on, oh my gosh, my brain is, bro, I cannot thank you freaking enough, man. Like, you saved my life. And so that was the moment when I started to hear he coming out of it. He will make it. And then he started calling me with things he was reading from the book, and I was like, it's sinking in.
For a long time, I thought I was the bring the family back together baby. My therapist said, well, you failed. How does that feel? And then I read this, and I was like, you know what? I think it helped me when I was in a place where I needed the most help.
The lessons learned in those pages and in therapy convinced Phelps to try to rebuild his relationship with his father, Fred.
They were going to have a family week, and I was invited to come spend the time with him, which I immediately jumped on. RSVP'd, I'll be there.
Why?
He's my son. I love him.
I was shocked. I wasn't even going to invite him to Family Week. I just didn't think he would come. And I guess it was to the point where I was just like, why do I just want another no in my life?
I was apprehensive is not the word. Maybe scared. Not at what I would find, but how I would be received, which actually it was fear that was unfounded. Because we saw each other, we shook hands, threw our arms around each other, gave a big hug.
It was good. Challenging at times, but probably the biggest learning experience that we could have with one another, about one another, that we've ever had in our lives.
It was eye-to-eye contact. Okay, here's what I got to say, and here's what I need to ask. And it was honesty. Both ways.
I didn't want to have that what if. That's something that's so big for me. You know, I never wanted to go through my life and, God forbid, not have the chance to be able to share emotions that I wanted to share with him. It's kind of what I missed as a kid.
What was the hardest part of the time you were there?
Leaving.
Why?
Because I had my son back. Just didn't want to leave him. I had something back that I didn't know I would get back. When I did, there was love. Doesn't get better than that.
In November of 2014, Phelps left the Meadows and resumed training for Rio. 3 months later, he asked Nicole to become his wife. The couple would soon start a family. On May 5th, 2016, Phelps cradled his son, Boomer Robert, for the first time.
Just emotions just ran through my body when I was holding him, and right when he was born, I was in tears.
To know where we've been and what we've gone through and where we are today, and then to be able to see him, and I guess our creation, in his arms is one of the most amazing feelings I've ever felt.
There's a beautiful thing seeing that there's a beautiful little boy that my son was the father of. I hope he can learn from the mistakes that I've made. I think we both now kind of are aware after the rehab, you know, some of the things that I could have done, some of the things that he could have done, remembering them and having them be as an education instead of a scar or a bad memory.